Hello everyone, it's Nan. Welcome back. And to those who are new, welcome also. In my last video, I did a flip through of this accordion junk journal that I had created. It's 3.5 by 5 with a 2-inch spine. I do not have a particular closure for it at the moment, but in today's video I wanted to show you how I actually created this. And what I did not mention in the last video was that my inspiration to go ahead and make one, which I've seen videos before, was, I don't know how to pronounce her name and I apologize for that, but I will spell it N-O-I-T, Noid Art, if I'm not mistaken, and I apologize if I did mispronunciate it, but I saw the one that she made, and I guess that's what impulsed me to actually go ahead and create this one. So without further ado, let's get into this. First thing is to collect all the papers basically that you want to use to create your little accordion junk journal. I used whatever I had on hand because, like I said in the last video, I pretty much worked on it while I was in Connecticut. So what I did was I used I think that all different kinds of paper. I don't remember what I used there, but I'm just gonna show you real quickly the kinds of paper that I am collecting for this one that I'm making. So, and this may seem funny, but the package of the toilet paper roll, huge piece of paper. I cut it down so that, and as you can see, it's a pretty sturdy paper. And I didn't give much thought to whether the paper was thick or thin. What I did not use in the accordion junk journal was cardstock. So a lot of this paper is flexible paper. So I have some of that packaging paper they give you at the craft store for your ceramics when they wrap it up as you purchase it. More of that toilet paper packaging. Here is just a piece of paper with some faux writing. I have a book, a Dina Wakley book, sorry, with a lot of inspiration in the book. So, and she, there's a part where she shows you how to do some faux writing. So that's what I'm doing here. I was practicing on that. And I like it a lot, so I'm going to incorporate that in a lot of my stuff also. This here's when I was in college. So as you can see, it's areolar connective tissue. I did study medical administrative in college, so this is some of that. I've saved so many papers from college. I have a stack of them that I use for scrap too. This is resume paper. Your old calendars. This is a thick one that I had on my desk. And I think I got this at Walmart. Yes, they have the real big ones. So that paper's pretty thick. You can use that one. This is some paper that I bought on Amazon. Sort of antique looking paper. And you can use your music paper. This, I have no idea where I got that, but I am adding that in there. I added gift wrap paper, which I have a bunch in a file cabinet that I need to start using. This one I got in New York, and I don't have much of it left, but I did manage to grab a big chunk of it. And I have some paper bags. So you can use newspapers. You can use old, what do you call it? Doctor's analysis paper. Just about anything that you want. What I'm going to do next is let's cut this baby up. So before I start cutting, what I did was I found a few more papers that I'd like to add into this. So I'm going to add, this is just a backdrop of other things that I was painting. I just smeared all the paint on it. It's not appeasing to the eye, but when you create on it, most of it disappears. And I also have, you can use maps, book pages. I will add that in there also. And storybook pages. And let's see how this turns out. And since I have a big stack here, my paper cutter is not going to go through all these papers. So what I did was I took these thicker ones and I actually cut out from the cereal boxes 2 pieces that are going to be the front and the back. I did not do this for that one. but I decided I wanted something sturdier in the front of the book and the back, which I am going to embellish. Not too much, but I will embellish. So what I did was I cut 3 inches this way and 5 inches going up and down. So I took this, and on the paper, I just turned it sideways and cut ever. Can move that up just a little bit. The paper, I cut it just a little shorter than the card, but only because with the folds, not every fold is going to be perfect. Not in this video. If you sit down and take your time doing it, you can make things a little more precise for yourself. But for the video's sake, I don't know if they're going to be, if the pages are going to go down straight. So I'm going to do half, cut a half, and then cut the other half. Let's see how that works. I did cut the other book, the pages. I cut them all by hand. So they were crooked, and as you can see, they are fairly even. Not so bad. So let's see if this works, because my cutter is not one of those professional big cutters. So what you do is just make sure they're lined up ever so. And let's see if I am successful. I may have to do it in 3 portions. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, let's see if this works. I hope it does. And I hope I'm in frame. So there is the line, and I'm looking here to make sure that it's all lined up in that section on this edge. Okay. Press down a little hard, and this is the scrap. Bingo. I have plenty of scrap there to use on a later date. So as you can see, we are cutting this baby in a perfect manner with a cutter, which I didn't have with me when I went to Connecticut. So I'm going to set that aside, and let's give this a go, which is thicker. So I'm just going to do that smaller one. And I apologize, I don't have that much space in here, so my paper may be a lot bigger than what the view is on the telephone camera. So let's see. They are lined up. Let me do this one more time out of frame. I guess you can add a clip to it if you want, once you bring it out of here, because the paper might move. So if you want, you can put a clip over here to hold it together. I am not going to do this. So let's see what happens here. Well, it did cut. So you didn't cut the bottom one, but that's okay. So as you can see, they all line up perfectly. Yay! That makes me happy. So the cut is there, and I guess I can just do that, and there we go for that. And my last paper, what I'm going to do is I'll just put the paper back on top, make it simpler for myself. See, this here doesn't line up here, but I'm okay with that. It was my first, it's not my first accordion anything, but it's my first accordion junk journal that I created, so. All right, because I have made a concertina. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. But I have made one of those before. Okay. Small one, a very small one. I think it was like a trifold. Okay, so I've managed to cut my paper. And now the fun part begins, because we are going to create folds with all these papers. And what we're going to use is, you can either use masking tape, or, while I was in Connecticut, I didn't have any masking tape, so we used painter's tape. I don't know if this is clean release. Oh yeah, multiple surfaces painter's tape, and it works really well. This is a new one, so I'm going to use for today's video, I'm going to use the masking tape. So let's start folding. I wanted to say that you can also use glue if you do not have any masking tape. So I went ahead and took the paper, and I rearranged it how I wanted the paper to continue, whether it was with writing or plain. I just didn't want all the plain paper to land together in the book. So I've just rearranged it in a different manner, that's all. You don't have to, because it's not really going to matter, I guess, if you're going to create on every page. And let me show you real quick the other one that I made. It's a little bigger, but I think it's really cute. And you can do whatever you want with it. So this is from Calendar Pieces too. And I love them. They're easy to work with. So this is a bunch of also different paper that I've added in this one. I will rustle through it really quick. Just go through it really quick so you can see this, some of the stuff that I added in that one. Garden pages. You can add to yours. Any kind of dittos. Let's see what else. More paper bags, magazine pages, book pages, just about anything you want in the back. I did create a pocket back here in this one. I'm not finished with it, so I'll still be working on that one. So enough talking, and let's get this started. So here's the cardboard. And remember, you might have plenty. You can use a harder chipboard if you'd like to, but I thought this is really flexible to use this kind of a cover and backing for your accordion journal. So I'm gonna start there, and I'm not worried about my table getting glue on it. I end up washing it and cleaning it no matter what, and it's time for me to, I think, get some new boards on here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the glue on here first, and I suggest you be a little liberal with the glue just to make sure that it stays on. I guess you can use is it PVA glue? I forget. I have a bottle of it to glue it on. You can use Aleene's. You can use, what's the other one that I can't use because the smell is so strong. I just can't use it. Oh, I forgot what it's called. I have it too, a small one. Okay. So as you can see, the paper does not reach the top, and maybe some of the other papers, they're not going to be uniform on the ends, but that's okay. So we're going to put that first page down, and I guess I want some of this off of here. Some of that glue so nothing else sticks there. There we go. So then you take it and you just fold your paper. You know where the end is at. You line it up and you fold it across. That's your first one. And the papers are long, so, and see, you will get the edges coming down, so it's not perfect. It really isn't. But at the end of the book, you'll see what you can do in order to make it more uniform. Okay, for some reason it's not lining up on the top, but I'm not worried about that, because if I want to, I can also cut that off and make it a little smaller if I want to. And that's how the paper is going to continue to be built. Oh, the paper doesn't want to. Okay, so we continue that. And if the paper pops out of here just a little bit, you're good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a piece of masking tape, because that's where I'm going to unite the papers. So I'm going to put this on the edge here. And like I said, most of this gets covered, but that's the fun of it. Use whatever you want, and it doesn't have to be to the edge, because if you put paint or whatever else you put on it, that covers all that up. You add other papers on top. And I recommend this to anybody. This is really fun to create and to embellish and create whatever you want on it. Okay. Looks like I'm going to have to cut it down a little bit. I didn't cut it the right size, but I am so okay with that. And then you just continue. I'll do a few of these, and then I'll finish the rest of the book off camera, because I think you get the idea. And keep going. And then this is a little bit left here on the edge. Again, what we do is get that masking tape. And I'm going to add this one here. And it's going to go right on the edge. And you add your masking tape, which will hold it together. Or you can actually put it underneath if you choose to. But I will put it on the top. And if the pages are not even, I'm okay with that. And then turn it over and fold and turn it over. It folds already, so it's going to want to fold where it was folded, but you can put a clip here if you want to hold it as you fold the other side. If you're having a difficult time, if your hands shake or anything like that, you can add a clip, but you just have to remove it every time you go to place another paper on there. And then fold again, and I'll do one more, and then I will do the rest of the book offline. Okay, I'm going to do this funky looking, as I call backdrop paper. I'm going to add that one right there, and then I will come back with the finished. When I'm finished folding, I will come back. Let's see, that one's all the way over there, so we're going to get close to the edge on that one. Let me get in frame. Sorry if I was off frame. I guess if you take your time and cut the paper exactly on the edges, it will line up with the cardboard. I'm not selling this. This is just me creating a book to share with you how much fun it is to create one of these and work in it. Make one for yourself, make one for someone else. And I will keep pressing. And the paper sometimes do shift, but in the end, see here it lined up a little more here and it's a little shorter there. I'm okay with that. And it's all about just getting some paper and having fun with it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here. And as you can see, when you open it up, you can create it as big or as small as you want. Now, when you finish the front side, of course, you will end up going to the other side and adding tape on any fold. On the other side, there will be folds like this that do not have tape, and all you have to do is add a piece of tape. And that is it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish this off camera, and I will be right back. Let's see how big this one is going to be. You can use 5 papers. You can use 6, 10, 20, whatever you want. The more paper you add, of course, the more fun you'll have making all different kinds of stuff in your journal. Okay, I've finished folding the book, and I also added the extra tape on the back on each of the pages that connect. So all I have left to do is add. Let me make sure it's going in the right direction. Yes, my calendar says April the right way. So what's left to do is add the back. And again, I'm going to add glue on this liberally so that this does not come off. I guess if you want to sew it on also, you can do the edging, but you have to take the whole book to the machine and open it up, and I know it would look really nice, but let me make sure those edges have glue. Don't want those coming off. Alrighty, so now what I'm going to do is, oops, I got glue in the back, which I'm okay with that, is pull this out a little bit, because I want the edge of this to line there, and up top, just work with it, it'll work. And again, it's okay that it's, once you create on the page, that'll be covered up. So, and again, it's an accordion, so it's gonna move around in its own direction also too. So that is the back, and that is on. Okay, now I'm not finished. The other one I left as is and didn't go any further but a collage on the front. This time what I want to do is, and I guess if you press harder and just move it around, it'll sort of settle in. Like I said, the pages are not perfect, But as you can see, it's a very big one, but I'm gonna have fun with this one. I have fun with all my books. So, sorry if I'm out of frame. Let me just make sure that's completely down, and it is. So what you wanna do is just cut that extra piece off. And then if by chance you are folding your book and the papers come out of the edge, all you have to do is cut them evenly, and voila, there is your accordion book. So what I want to do now is I'm going to embellish the front. And what I did was I found some cute little, I have a bunch of these, a bunch that I have not used that I need to use. This is from the magazine Stamping and Company. So these are papers that different artists create, and I have so many. This is gorgeous. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one, but I can, it's either going to be a cover or it's amazing. Let me see the back. Who's the artist? Design Elements by Beverly Ash Gilbert. Look at that. Amazing. One day I'm gonna give that a try. I'll do my own take on it because I don't want to copy anyone's work. And these books, if you are planning to sell, be exact on the folds and where they reach and how they fit in your book, so that whoever buys it is actually buying something that's made precisely. So what I did was I created this cluster and this cluster, but I'm going to put this down first. This one says look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. This was by Albert Einstein, and that's going to be the front. So let me put that down. Embellish it as you wish. Give your cover that touch that that you'd like to give it. This is what I'm doing. A little more glue than I need, but I want this baby to stay. Okay, so here, I did cut this precise for the cover. There we go. As you can see, it fits perfectly. And then let me bring it down just a little bit. And if not, like I said, that's what the scissors are for. Just cut it down. Cut the edge off, and you are good to go. That's the front. And then closures. Well, I don't think I'm going to put a closure on it. I think this looks amazing. Doesn't that? Looks really nice. So what I'm going to do is, and there's a lot of threading going on there, but I love that look. I like raggedy, I like grungy, I like my stitches to just do whatever they want to do. And this is a lot of the little scraps that I have with material, and I had some leftover flour, and this came out of there, but I'll glue that on. I have glue on my fingers, and I'm okay with that. So where do I want to place it? It could be in the middle, it could be on the side. I wanted nature to be seen, but as you can see, it's not going to show up. But I think this is beautiful. Just a little bit of everything. And just tuck your threading in underneath. Add a little more glue under there so that it stays there. But for now, I'm just going to leave it like that, and I'll fidget with it later. Just want you to get an idea of how pretty that cover looks. Nice. You can embellish it even more by adding a dangly from here, just about anything you want. So for this one, I am going to add some words right onto that front cover, and based on what he said on his quote, I'm going to add this little thing that says nature, and it doesn't have to be straight, but I'm just going to put it right there, nature. Look deep. And for the back, I just pulled this one randomly from those papers. And it says black corn, the distilled water of the flour first steeped in sack for a night is a most certain remedy tried and approved to ease all manner of gnawings in the stomach, the sides of and bowels. And it's some herbal concoction there. So I wasn't worried about what it said. I'm just gonna, let me put the glue on here. I think I overdid it with the cover, adding all that glue on the, but it's gonna be permanent. So I'm gonna add this. And again, have fun with it. Choose whatever papers you want. Make it however big you want. But all I know is that I'm going to be creating a lot of luscious beauty in here. And this is something that can be done while you're relaxing on the couch. I mean, take it outdoors, bring some stuff with you in a bag, and just create. And that sounds like a good idea, taking it outdoors. There's a pond nearby. I could just take my book and my glue, some scraps, pencils, some pens, and just create in it. Look at nature. Draw, paint, use gesso in it. Whatever you choose to. Look at that. Gorgeous. And if you go around, whoa, that's a bunch of paper. Okay, let me do the back. This, I'll probably cut it off, but for now I'm going to leave it there. And I chose this one. These papers are also from Stampin' Company for the back. And it's crooked, and I'm not worried about that. They're scraps. If it's a little crooked, I'm okay with that. Okay, there's the glue. So I'm going to put that there also in the middle, sort of. I'm letting myself be led by the strip, not by the cluster itself, so that it can be straight. There we go. Look at that. I won't put a word on that one. I'm just going to leave that like that. And maybe I will cut this off now, because I'm not planning to leave that there. Cut that piece off, and then can cut this piece off. And like I said, if there's anything hanging out, you can use a little extra glue. I'll go ahead and cut this piece off. Okay, that is gorgeous. I love it. This here. Whoops. Okay. And there we go. There is the Accordion Journal. How will I begin? I don't know, but I think maybe, yeah. I'll probably go into some nature stuff. Look at that. Wow. And the writing paper, all that lusciousness. Nice. And I just want to say thank you for joining me. And remember, you can create them bigger if you so choose. Make pockets, do whatever you want. Have a good day. God bless, and see you soon. Bye-bye.